And I'm here on a mission of mercy. Money's out there, you pick it up, it's yours. You don't, I got no sympathy for you. Do I have your attention? Do I have your attention? Put that coffee down. Put that coffee down. That's my name. That's my name.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
Only one thing counts in this life. Get them to sign on the line which is dotted.
Well, what's happening, folks? What's going on out there? It is Monday, and it is time for a little Ask Me Anything Monday motivation. So today I got a little bit behind. We didn't post this till today. My fault. I say we, but it's my fault. It wasn't anybody else's fault. It's my fault. So we didn't get to promote it at all. But so any of you guys that are, here live or watching it on replay, I want you to know I appreciate you popping in and checking this out. It's something to do every week. It's Monday motivation. Ask Me Anything. Last week we had a really great Ask Me Anything session. Shared a lot of information about podcasting. So I want to just go ahead and make sure that we open up the floor, whether it's live or you have questions that you'd like me to answer after the fact or after the live stream. Put whatever your questions. If you're watching this on replay, pop a question in there, and we'll answer it next week on that live show. I also want to encourage you guys to go to businessandbourbon.live if you're not already a member of Business and Bourbon. That way you know my travel schedule. When I'm coming to your neck of the woods, excuse me, all the other events and experiences that we have planned with Business and Bourbon and beyond. That way, let me get a little water. Anyway, that way you know what's going on. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. We're not like spamming you or anything. We do send a weekly newsletter with advice and direction and coaching and also let you know what things we're doing and where I am at in the world that week and upcoming weeks. All right, let's see who's checking in. Dr. Alexis Perdero Weeks. Did I say your last name right? I hope I am. That's a cool name, by the way. That's a cool name. What's going on, brother? It's good to see you. Thanks for checking in. We are live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. We are everywhere. I'm trying to be everywhere. Hey, if you've not watched or listened to today's brand new episode of Business and Bourbon, please do so. You can subscribe to the Business and Bourbon podcast on Spotify, Apple, YouTube. We're everywhere. It's a top 1% global podcast. It has been for 3 years. If you listen to today's episode, you will understand why. All right, Peter's checking in. We got Fred checking in. Oh man, Fred. Fred asks, are there any major strategic initiatives you are working on? God, Fred, what a great question. What a great question, and ties into what I want to talk about today. Um, First, I got to show a little love for Peter that's noticed the NBA Jam behind me. I need to play that NBA Jam a little bit more. I bought it as a kind of like as a stress buster, but I don't really play it very often. Um, so I need to get into it. All right. There we go. I did. See, I'm a stickler for pronunciation of names. All right. So back to Fred's question. Any major strategic initiatives you are working on? So the answer is yes and no. So I have recognized the need, Fred, to slow down. Um, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Yesterday, I was doing some work from a Starbucks near my home, and I posted about this. If you haven't seen the post, go check out the post. But I was just sitting there having a little doppio and just trying to enjoy that moment, right? And I was just kind of overwhelmed with this thought of how, and this is really poignant for me at the moment. I'll tell you why, but just how much time, energy, stress, and anxiety is caused, or we cause ourselves in the pursuit of whatever it is that we're doing, and thinking that what we're pursuing, what our ambitions are, our aspirations are going to ultimately make us happy. And so along the way, we cause ourselves tremendous amount of stress and often show a lack of appreciation for the moment, a lack of appreciation for what's happening right now, for the little things. And I am guilty of that as anyone out there, probably more so than most of you, because I am very ambitious and very aspirational. And I'm always thinking about what's next. I'm always reaching for that next thing. And what I found here in my own life, and this is what I want to talk to you guys about, is that I have I am dealing with some challenges right now from a um, body stress and anxiety standpoint. Okay, so I've got some things going. Not going to get too detailed, but I have some things going on right now that are clearly indications of uh, high stress and high anxiety caused by that, and a lot of that comes from just my tapping into adrenaline and go work, doing it for so long. So I have to pump the brakes a little bit. In fact, Fred, this morning I have 3 staff meetings on Monday with the various people that work for and with me, and I had to tell them all, listen, the month of June, I am committing to my self-care. I have to pump the brakes. My body is telling me that. So that is my long way, one, of answering your question, Fred. Strategic initiatives. I'm trying to slow down and pump the brakes on some of these things. However, it's hard to do when you got this train moving and there's a whole lot of stuff going on. But I wanted to pose the question to you guys. First, share my experience, share what's going on with me. And I wanted to talk to you guys. I want to know what you're doing. What do you do? What do you do for stress, for anxiety? Those of you that have followed me for a long time, you know that I live a very healthy lifestyle for the most part. Um, Fitness, nutrition, all those things are very important to me, and they have been for my whole career. However, even I can deal with all this stuff some of the stuff that I'm dealing with at the moment. So I want to know, what do you guys do? How do you manage your day? What are the tools that you use to make sure that you are seeing to your self-care, make sure that you are dealing with stress and anxiety? And let me clarify that too a little bit, because I think when you say something like that, people may think that that you are in a state of like just, I don't know, upset or sad or anything. It's not that at all for me. It's just your body things, even working out, all of the travel, all the work, these are stressors on your body, and they can start to manifest themselves in ways that you don't expect. So it's not like, oh, the depression and I'm sad. No, none of that at all. It's just my body's acting weird. So anyway, there it is. All right, so we're out there. So I want to know what you guys do. What are you doing? How do you manage it? One of the things, as I mentioned in my post, that I'm doing and is just trying to be more in the moment and show some gratitude, show some appreciation for the moments, slow down. I'm doing meditation, which I've been a practitioner of meditation for about 15 years. Meditation, deep tissue massage, tea, meaning that non-caffeine. So I'm a coffee drinker. I don't drink. I'm not still trying to stay away from stimulants and things like that. All right. So that's that. I want to know what you guys think. What are you doing? And I want to answer this question here. Need new wines, liquors for non-drinkers so we can share with family and friends. That is a category that is growing. So here's the good news. The good news that it is a growing category. For many of you guys that may not know, I am also, aside from all the other things, I also work with the American Distilling Institute and helping oversee their marketing and sales. So I'm plugged into, in many different ways, plugged into the spirits industry. Anyway, so the good news for you is that is a growing sector, and there are companies that are releasing non-alcoholic products all the time. Like I've tried non-alcoholic bourbon. They're calling it bourbon. It's not bourbon, but non-alcoholic bourbon, tequila. I've tried lots of different ones. That's the good news. Here's the bad news. Most of them suck. I'm sorry. They just don't taste good. Well, I've not tasted one that I think is good quite yet. But here's a fun thing that you can do with your friends and family. Just make mocktails. So I like cocktails are so much more fun and so much more just engaging, and there's so much more of a community aspect of it when you're hanging out with friends and family. So mocktails are super easy to make. I'll give you an example. We do our Business and Bourbon Old Fashioned Cocktail Kit, and when we ship those out, here's one for you. This bad boy right here. When we ship those out, we ship those in both an alcohol and non-alcohol version. So here's a tip for making an old fashioned that's non-alcoholic. You can use, and what we do is we will ship a bag of Earl Grey tea, right? And so you brew Earl Grey tea, then chill it, and just get as dark as possible. And that's a great substitute for making an old fashioned without alcohol. Okay, so that's your substitute for it still has some nice robust flavor. So the substitute for the bourbon or rye that you would put in it. There you go. All right, what else we got? Oh, hold on. Okay, what's Fred say? Lifting. This one to continue to push the body. Yeah. So Fred, lifting is in weight training. So I have had to step back from that because your body, stress is stress on your body, right? And so as someone that's been training, 5 to 7 days a week for my whole adult life, I've kind of adjusted my fitness routine here lately. So less strength training and actually doing more functional training, right? So like using rubber bands, Bosu balls, things like that to help with range of motion, flexibility. It's still strength, but it's different. And then I'm just jogging more as well, because jogging for me, it's almost like my second um, form of meditation in the day, because jogging allows me to kind of not think about anything else but running, or my thoughts are just more linear. Normally, at any given time, I can be thinking about 3 or 4 different things. When I'm jogging, I'm either just thinking about getting through it with putting one foot in front of the other, or I'm thinking about one thought or one. Um, Sometimes it's a lot of times it's business, but it's one thing as opposed to 2, 3, 4, 5 things. All right, Fred. All right, Peter's coming with the big finance questions. I'm gonna let Fred. I'm gonna start. Fred, I'm gonna start bringing you in on this so you can answer all these questions. Peter says, "It appears that we're leaving the bear market. What are your thoughts on this, and where will you be putting your money as a result?" So, my money is going the same place that it has been going, to 2 kids in college. That's where all my money goes. I'm done. Come talk to me about investing in a couple of years. I'm not an investment guru by any by any stretch. I'm just a guy that's a geek for business and entrepreneurship and sales. So Peter, I got no investment advice for you, but I'm sure Fred does. Fred's a smart guy. And again, all my money goes to the University of Georgia and Georgia State University. And yeah, there we go. All right. But I would say one thing, again, not an investment guy, but my little extra not nickels and dimes and quarters and pennies, I've been certainly trying to scoop things up over this last year. And the reason for that is, well, Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, fundamentals of investing, right? When everyone's buying, you don't want to be buying. When everyone's selling, you don't want to be selling. So like, that's in my very simplistic way of approaching investing. That's kind of how I look at it. And you know what? That guy's the most successful investor of all time. So there you go. All right. What else, guys? What's going on in your world? Again, AMA questions. So you bring your questions every week. Bring your questions. I got answers. Maybe not the answers that you want, but I got answers nonetheless. Nonetheless. All right. We're about to wrap this thing up. I just want to encourage you guys, though, to go look at my post on LinkedIn from Sunday and think about that. Think about these little things. Think about showing appreciation for the little things every day that we just pass right through. Don't even half the time don't even register because we're on autopilot. And maybe slow down a little bit. If I can slow down a little bit, anybody can. And I need to slow down a lot. So maybe slow down a little bit. Hopefully you don't get to the point to where your brain tells you that you have to, like mine is telling me right now. But and just push your ambitions back just a little bit to make sure that you are going about them in a healthy way, right? That's all I got. So take a little time, slow down, appreciate the little things this week, and have a great week, man. Have a great life, man. Work towards being as healthy and productive as you can be, because if you're not healthy, and none of this other stuff matters. Okay. Peace. Love you guys. Peace out. Have a great week. Business and Bourbon. Be a member. Listen to the podcast. Great episode today featuring Joe Hauser. Last week's episode was featuring Terry Corder. We're coming in hot with the Business and Bourbon podcast. I'm telling you, it's fantastic content. Not okay. It's fantastic. It's really it's one of the things I am most proud of the thousands of hours of content that have been created. Business and Bourbon remains is probably the top in terms of the quality of content, and the way that we serve the community through it. So check it out. If you like it, please give us a review. I appreciate that. 5 stars. Type something up for us if you feel so moved, and you're going to feel moved after today's. I promise you, listen to it from beginning to end. By the end of that podcast, you will be moved. Promise you. All right. Appreciate you guys. Peter, Fred, Alexis, on LinkedIn. Appreciate you guys checking on LinkedIn. Appreciate everyone that's checked in on YouTube and Facebook and all that. And if you are on replay, thank you as well. Appreciate the time. Peace out. Have a great week, guys.